Hello there everyone, and welcome back to Napoleon Total War with the Great War mod. We're playing as the Austro-Hungarians, and it's World War One. I've actually gone ahead since last time around. The most important battle, or the most important thing that happened, was the Battle of Vilnius, where we defeated a defected army, a Russian army that had defected over to the revolutionaries. We destroyed it, but since that episode I've gone ahead and changed my mind. It's going to be difficult to switch out the troops that are more closer to the enemy down here on the western front, where we're going to have to be a little bit more careful with how we delete troops and we send them forward. But on the eastern front, there's a great distance in between us and the revolutionaries. So I've decided to actually pull back my two armies that are fighting on the eastern front. We're going to pull them back to recruitment center. So we've got Herman Kurvis, or Kurvis. He's going to pull back to Kiev. And then we have Archduke Eugene of Austria. He's going to pull back and he's going to bring in troops from Lemberg. So we're going to modernize those two armies. It'll give the Soviets time to kind of recover and actually put up a decent fight against us. And we'll be able to see the new model troops. In between the episodes, I had a little bit of a naval battle right here. So I'd recruited I can't remember what ship I actually recruited. I think it was one of the light cruiser. I think it was a light cruiser. So I took that light cruiser and I sunk the enemy ship there. The interesting thing about that is both ships shot each other till they sank. So whoopsie daisy there. Both ships sank. And since we want to keep an eye on how many troops die here, the light cruiser has a manpower of 156. That sounds a lot for that little ship, though. Are we sure it was? Yeah, it was a light cruiser that I recruited. But, because it had 34 guns, and there is actually a armored. No, it couldn't be in this one. And even then, it also has 156. So in between the episode, 156 Austrians died. I sank there, as the Italians... We both sank and everyone died. Great battle. With that said, what we're gonna do today is that we're gonna fight the Romanians. The Romanians have come out of the woods and are ready to fight us. They are weakened by starvation, though. The Romanians haven't been able to take care of their troops, really. They have not. I guess they haven't. They didn't really get support from Pappy Russia enough. So, because I mean, this region didn't even have rails in it. What were they doing? But with that said, we're gonna go ahead and attack. And we're going to follow up with an attack on Bucharest, and that will end kind of that fight, which means that I can delete most of these guys. And you know what? We'll completely delete them and move the general over to the new model army. One of the things that I noticed is actually that there's a limit. I can only have 6 generals, so the generals I have is those are the generals I have. So we're not gonna get any more armies, really. Or I mean, I could have armies moving around without generals. That would be no fun, would it? And also, it's another restraint on myself, because I really, I mean, at the time it was it's not like I should blame the developers, but he suggested that I go for I think a lighter difficulty, because he switched it up a little bit. But in terms of it, I think I should have gone one step higher. I shouldn't have gone all the way to Iron Man, because that might have gone to a point where the campaign would have ended up quite sluggish, or at least in the way that I usually try to play it. But yeah. Anyways, with that said, we're gonna go ahead and fight the Romanians, and we'll get to see their uniforms before they die. So this army is entirely made up of cavalry, which, yeah, that's gonna go great for Romania, isn't it? Constantine, well, he's got a landing zone, or whatever it's called, landing. He can land aircrafts there, so he's probably gonna get extra points in just being able to spot our troops, because spy aircraft can take off from his forehead. With that said, let's go ahead and fight the battle. Giving the enemy a little bit of a chance, I'm not going to deploy everyone directly on the front. We're also not going to have everyone on fire at will. And I've built this kind of redoubt that we're going to defend against the Romanian cavalry attack, which is going very slow right now. We've got tons of Landwehr also marching in. The Romanian cavalry is closing in on our redoubt, while the enemy fires heavy guns at us. Once ready, I can call on my artillery as well to fire. But for now, we're content with keeping that a secret for the enemy. Right, they're slowly advancing. I'm not entirely sure what their plan is. Some of the cavalry has started firing. I think it's time to open fire. We're gonna tell the front troops to go ahead and fire on the enemy as they approach. Okay, now they're starting to speed up. Looks like there might be going to surround our position. I'm gonna move these guys. Oh, light troops, you don't shoot our own general. Okay, they're going in a massive flank on that side. The others here looks to be actually charging straight in to our troops. Let's not shoot our own just yet. Same with over here. Get the light troops to turn. This one get up here. Oh, we got one unit actually going through. I'll tell the general to open fire on that guy. Let's try not to shoot our own troops, as said before. The light troops can open up on the Romanians coming in from the side. Let's keep the general safe. Try not to get him shot. There's a bit of a firefight of the troops left on the front line, firing with the Romanian infantry. If the light troops would actually fire on the troops over there instead of trying to assassinate our own general, that would have been great as well. The general is in quite the difficult situation. He's going to rally the troops, which are being swarmed by Romanian cavalry right now. Hold on, troops! Right, the cavalry was sent off. And our troops over here are now sending away the last of the Romanian infantry. And they are being forced back. Alright, it's time to go ahead and attack the enemy's artillery position. The troops that haven't suffered that much are the light troops. So they'll go to... Damn! Oh shit! I've missed that. The light troops will not at all go that way. Well, you know what? We'll send everyone, actually. Everyone to the front and we'll charge the enemy guns. And then these guys will try to save our artillery. One of the guns were taken out, but then again I am switching that up. Oh, I shouldn't have let these guys march within the range of the enemy's artillery. Why aren't you... Oh, the enemy cavalry retreated. Well, that's good. Troops to the front! General will join in. He'll actually probably needed to rally the Landwehr. We've got cavalry unit coming forward. We'll lure him within range, and then we blast him to bits. Get the light infantry in there somewhere as well. He's just within range. I guess we'll shoot at him if he's gonna sit there. If we go over here, now when our artillery is returning fire, we blew the guns to shit. Switch over to fire on that battery. Oh, it's a single battery. Let's end these Romanians today. Get the troops forward. General rallying the Landwehr to move forward. He's gonna lead them into battle. It's a single cavalry unit. Send it away already. Since it's a single battery, we don't have that great of a chance actually hitting it, and I think we just did. So let's focus back on this one. Yeah, one perfect hit right here. Blew up the crew, blew up the carriage. They're trying to remove that gun. The generals got hit by quite a few of the shots. The general is riding far, far ahead of his troops. But I don't think there's that... I even sent those guys away. Okay, battery, hold fire. The only thing that's left is that one enemy battery. I want everyone to march forward. Oh, and they retreat. And we have victory! We lost 1,300 men, while the enemy lost about 1,300 men as well. The difference here is that the enemy deployed a total of 1,300 men, so only 61 of them made it out of there. Highest units that killed the most, Imperial unit, killed 300. And comparing... it's a bit 200 of our own roughly, and same on the enemy side, so 200 friendly fire on either side. You're gonna move in there, you're gonna continue in these guys, boom. Surprised that the battery actually survived, even though only 7 men remain. Take 3 turn, and then they're at the capital, and these guys should be able to go and take possession of that. Next up is actually a naval battle, where we take out the Soviet Black Sea Fleet. So let's go ahead and end turn and see what we can do about that. We're back after the end turn. I've marched down just to the border of the capital province. I merged a lot of the units to speed up with the replenishment process, and I'm bringing in the cavalry that we'd placed as guards over at Little Odessa. The province actually holds without them, so they're going to be able to join. It's going to take them 2, and then I think will be 2 to get to the capital. And that'll give the Romanians a bit to recover from that loss, get some extra troops there. The new model army is being built We've got 2 rifle cavalry, we've got heavy mortars, mountain gun, lots of infantry, we've got light infantry, we're bringing in more guys, just because the enemy has quite a bit of machine guns over here, and most likely that's what we're gonna face. We might want to recruit at least maybe 1, just in case, so that we don't get absolutely slaughtered. It's about 1 turn away until there's an attack on Rome by enemy troops, and then the general down here, Freiherr, has reached Naples, and we're gonna take that. And that's pretty darn good. I think what we'll do here is I'll go ahead and disband as many of these troops as possible. That will free up a lot of resources for us to actually recruit the new model troops. And then we can send the general to take charge of whatever that army is. So that'll be nice. Maybe I shouldn't have removed all the cavalry because we need to send 1 unit. We'll send the general because he's gonna get there fastest. So he'll be going over and forcing out the Italian navy that's still there. It could just mean that they'll attack my trade route, which is not that great, but I want them out of the port lest they I don't know, destroy it or something. And that means that the Italians still have Sardinia, so even if I attack here, I guess Hetzeldorf can be moved on a ship at some point, and he'll be moved over to take over that, and then the last bit will be this one that we'll take out. Let's see, what else was there? Yes, it's the naval battle. I'm also pulling back the armies up here, back to wherever. We're actually making quite a lot of money at this point, and with the fact that we've captured so many places, we now have a ton of research centers all over the place, so research should go pretty well. We actually got 5 of them, and I think we might get more. No, this doesn't have a research center. And this one doesn't either. Okay, so it's 1 more that needs to be repaired, and then we have 5, and that should speed up that process pretty rapidly. We'll heavily industrialize, we'll revolutionize the armies to steel helmets and such, and then we'll at some point we'll renew our efforts in offensives against the Bolshevik bastards in the east, and then probably into France in the west. Or at least I want to take out the Swiss, because that attack, or the fact that they declared war on me, is kinda... yeah, I want to deal with them for that. With that said, it's time for the naval battle, so... say bye-bye to the Soviet fleet. And hello to some great oil sales. I'm attacking straight into the Russian fleet. We've got a screen of armored cruisers moving in first, and they're gonna take quite a bit of a hit, and then we have the dreadnoughts coming in afterwards. I think we'll actually start turning the ships so that they can face their broadside against the enemy, rather than just riding straight into that, taking massive amount of damage. So the first lead ship, Karl Franz class, is opening up on the enemy. We've taken some hits, but the enemy has also taken quite a hit, especially this one. And now this one is actually going straight into us. Oh, look at that. They even have a special naval ensign for the Soviets there. The crew looks a bit strange. But let's not take a too close of a look on that. And then I go inside the ship just to take a look at that. Okay, they're going straight at us, which is a very odd strategy, to say the least. Which means that my entire fleet is now kind of concentrating their fire on the lead ship. Which means, I mean, the amount of fire this guy gets right now. Oh, that one just blew up. I think it was a destroyer all the way in the back. Just completely exploded. And this one suffered heavy casualties due to the fact that every single one of my ships is focusing their fire upon them. And we got the cruisers in kind of a half circle, laying their fire upon the enemy, while the battleships are doing a sweep around. The enemy admiral ship is on fire. He is surrendered. Most likely he's going to sink. And he's abandoning the ship. We have another ship that is surrendering. It's sinking. This one is soon to sink as well. And the rest of them are about to get destroyed. I just now noticed that the enemy admiral is actually on board the little destroyer in the back. It could have gone bad in the beginning just because I went straight into the enemy as they were going alongside, but once I turned up and they just did exactly the same thing as I did, although they probably shouldn't, or they shouldn't have, I should say. And now they get to pay for that with their lives or their fleet, because it's all sinking. This one was the one that we might have lost. It's down to 13 gun and it lost half its crew. However, it did survive. Now you shouldn't really move, but the dreadnoughts and the battleships should. And now all the fire is concentrated on this little area. I'd be surprised if one of these ships doesn't explode with the amount of fire we're putting down on this area. And I'm also really surprised of the fact that this ship has not surrendered, given the amount of fire that has been put on there. And the fact that the entire thing hasn't just exploded. And we are victorious. I kind of want to run this through just to see if this shit explodes. He's routing, so he doesn't... He hasn't actually surrendered. Oh, there he did. We won that fight, and I also forgot to save the replay. We managed to capture an armored cruiser, actually 2 armored cruisers. We'll take them on. It's always good to get ships rather than build them. And that opens up for our trade fleet. Oh, you know what? The enemy does have something here that we probably need to take out. So we'll send these 2, the ones that are broken, the 3 that are really broken will go into port. The other ones will follow this and will sink the enemy's trade fleet, which probably is down there. And we'll have the... I wish... I'll go as far as I can. Let's see. It's down there in that corner. They'll still be able to, and hopefully by next turn they can jump directly to the oil. And these guys should be able to block or kill whatever is there. So that's good. We'll be able to do that, and we'll probably do that off camera. Given that we've taken care of so much, I think that I'll do a lot of work off camera, just being able to set up the new armies with the new trench warfare troops. we might go ahead and show the me destroying whatever whatever is set to try and retake Rome. But otherwise, expect that we might be going into 1916 for the next video. With that said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and hopefully I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye!